Okay, so think about this for a second. How does a massive entity, like an entire government, actually buy stuff? I mean, everything, from the paperclips in an office to, giant infrastructure projects. It's got to be a logistical nightmare, right? Just messy and super complicated? Well, today, we're going to look at how South Africa decided to tackle that exact chaos head-on.
Seriously, just imagine you're a business owner. You want to sell your services to the government. Where do you even start? Which door do you knock on? Do you have to register with the Department of Health and then separately with the Department of Transport? What about the local municipality? Every single one has its own process, its own supplier list, its own set of rules. It's just confusing. It's wildly inefficient, and honestly, it creates these huge barriers for anyone, especially smaller businesses who just want a shot.
And believe it or not, before 2016, this was the reality in South Africa. It was a landscape of just total fragmentation. We're talking dozens, maybe even hundreds of different government departments, or as they're officially called, organs of state, and each one had its very own separate and often totally unverified supplier list. It was just pure chaos for pretty much everyone involved.
And check this out. This really shows you the transformation perfectly. On one side, you've got the old way, this tangled web of separate, inconsistent lists, and on the other, the new way. A clean, streamlined solution. One single, central, and verified database for the entire government. Talk about a radical simplification, right? This was all about bringing order to that chaos.
So, what was the big fix? What was the answer to this massive procurement puzzle? Well, it's a system called the Central Supplier Database, or you'll hear it called the CSD for short.
So what is it exactly? Well, the CSD is designed to be the one-stop shop, the single source for anyone wanting to do business with the government. And what I think is really cool is the wording here. Organizations, institutions, and individuals. This tells you right away it's not just for the big corporations. It's meant to be an open door for small businesses, for nonprofits, even for individual contractors, everyone.
And there was a key date for this whole thing. April 1st, 2016. That was the day they flipped the switch. And from that moment on, the CSD officially became the single source of truth for all supplier information right across the entire government. I mean, that is a truly massive shift in how public procurement is done.
Okay, so that's all great, but if you're a business, you're probably wondering, how do I get on this list? Well, it's not automatic. You don't just magically appear on it. There's a really clear, structured process you have to go through. Let's break down what that actually looks like.
It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you self-register online. This is basically you raising your hand and saying, hey, I'm interested in doing business with the government. Step 2, and this is the important part, you get assessed. Your details are checked, they're verified for accuracy. This isn't just a mailing list, it's a real vetting process. And then finally, step 3, once you're verified, you're in. You get added to the database, and now you're visible to every single government buyer in the country.
Here's a fantastic way to think about it. Getting on the CSD, it's kind of like getting that little blue check mark, that verified badge on social media. It's a signal to everyone that you're a legitimate, vetted entity and you're ready to do business. It really is a mark of trust.
And that whole idea of trust, well, that's absolutely central to this entire system. The real power of the CSD, its whole reason for being, is to create one reliable source of data for the whole government, what they call a single source of truth.
Because look, the crucial point isn't just having one list, it's about the quality of the information on that list. The CSD data is guaranteed to be consolidated, it's accurate, it's up to date, it's complete, and here's the most important one, it's verified. That last one, verified, that is the real punchline of the whole system. It's not just a list, it's a trusted list.
And the impact of that? It's profound. It means every single government department, those organs of state we talked about, is now looking at the exact same pre-vetted master file. So no more inconsistencies, no more outdated contact info, no more wasting time wondering if a supplier is even legitimate. It's all right there.
So, just how big are we talking here? Well, get this. At the time of this data, the CSD had almost 1.7 million registered users. Just let that sink in. That's a massive pool of businesses and individuals, all raising their hand to say, we're available. But honestly, that's not even the most impressive number.
Now, this is the number that really matters. Out of those almost 1.7 million who signed up, over 1.3 million of them are fully verified. Wow! That just shows you how incredibly effective that vetting process really is. It proves, once and for all, it's not just a big list, it's a big, trusted list. Okay, so we've established it's big and it's trusted. But with a system this important, holding all this information, you have to ask, how do you maintain that trust and integrity? Right? It needs some serious oversight and some smart, built-in features to manage risk and make sure everyone is playing by the rules.
Well, when it comes to oversight, it doesn't get more serious than this. The entire system is overseen by South Africa's National Treasury. We're talking about the highest financial authority in the entire country. That sends a pretty powerful signal, doesn't it? This isn't just some IT project. The CSD is a cornerstone of national financial governance.
And they've built some really smart features right into the system itself. On one hand, you have proactive education, things like awareness guides on fraud, phishing, and general security. But then you have the active risk management side. This includes official reports on restricted suppliers and even a list of tender defaulters, which is basically, a public list of companies that didn't deliver on their promises. It tells everyone else exactly who not to do business with.
So when you put it all together, it's crystal clear that the CSD is so much more than just a digital phone book. It's an active system for managing risk and for upholding integrity in public spending. Yes, it standardizes the process, and that's huge. But I think more importantly, it weaves transparency and integrity right into the very fabric of how public money is spent.
And all this really leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought, right? What if a single database could do more than just streamline bureaucracy? What if it could also build a real foundation of trust between a government and its suppliers? South Africa's CSD shows us that a smart, central system isn't just about efficiency. It can actually be a powerful tool for building that trust. And that's a really powerful idea.